Why is it that man creates? As early as we can tell from cave paintings to primitive sculptures, things made out of wood, carvings, man has always had some sort of desire, want, need to create. And I believe this fundamentally breaks down to us being made in the likeness of God. Now, I know a lot of people, when they hear that we're made in the image of God or the likeness of God, think that means, oh, well, God must have 5 fingers, or, God must have 2 eyes. But I believe it means something deeper. It means that we are created in the likeness of God, that we are like God, and God creates. Thus, as man, created in God's likeness, we too must create. Whether that be cinema, whether that be pictures, whether that be sculptures, drawings, even video games, even creating TikToks, content creation. As silly as that sounds, I truly believe that is a form of creation, that is a form of art, and that is our way of expressing our likeness like God. That is our way of trying to be like our Creator and in ourselves also create. I also truly believe it is one of the only ways to be happy. Now, I'm by no means a doctor. I'm no means out here trying to diagnose people with depression or tell you how to cure your depression. I'm simply saying that without creating, without some sort of outlet to create or make some form of art, again, whether that be a TikTok, whether that be pictures, whether that be drawing, whether that be sculpting, woodworking, making video games, without some sort of outlet, I don't believe that we truly will ever feel like a complete being, because we have this desire to be like our Creator, and to have that fulfilled, we must create. As a photographer, I've kind of struggled with this back and forth in that I wish I could draw. I wish I could sculpt. I wish I could be an architect. I wish I could create something with my hands. And yes, taking photos kind of is like that, but I'm not creating anything that's not already created, right? An artist, someone who can draw, can create something from nothing. They can pick up a pen and draw a beautiful landscape. They can create a new character the likes of the world has never seen. Writers can create these epic tales and stories that last for generations, hundreds, thousands of years. But what can a photographer do? All we can do is take pictures of things that already exist. Now we can take those things and create exhibits or scenes that have not previously existed. Certainly we can find things that have not already been put together and put them together in a unique fashion. That is one way. But I think I've found a lot of solace and beauty in taking what God has created, right? God is everything. God has created everything. So being able to capture what is already perfect, right? God makes perfection. Be able to capture what God has already made, that perfection that God has already made, and turn it into something for other people to be able to enjoy, to see, to consume, in itself is so fulfilling. Think of all the pictures you saw, like when you were a kid in National Geographic. You saw animals you never knew existed. You saw places you never knew existed, things you never knew existed. And while we take those for granted, I live near Silver Falls, a beautiful, beautiful waterfall. That's taken for granted by me. I can go see that waterfall anytime. But there are people in this world who will never see Silver Falls, who will never see a waterfall like that, or who may never in person see a waterfall. So I kind of almost consider it like a mission from God, that I have this ability to capture His perfection, His brilliance, and share it with His other creations. So what is the purpose of this video? Why am I making it? Twofold. One, I really want to talk about being a photographer and wanting to create, and my struggles with it, because I know I'm not alone. I know there are other photographers out there who would trade their camera for the ability to draw, would trade their camera for the ability to sculpt like some people. And ironically, I think there are some people who would trade their ability to draw to be able to take photos. It's one of those things where if you have curly hair, you're jealous of people with straight hair, and if you have straight hair, you're jealous of people with curly hair, right? We're jealous of the things we don't have, while not recognizing the gift that we have is something that can truly be utilized and is truly a gift and blessing. The second reason for making this video is I wanted to give a little bit of hope and inspiration for people out there to go out and try and create something. If nothing else has worked for you, try creating. It's cathartic, it's wonderful, and as I've said, almost every human across all time and space has wanted to create. That creation may look different. Again, radio hasn't been around forever, cinematography hasn't been around forever, so the things we do nowadays look different than, of course, what our ancestors did, but there was still a want to create, a want to take nothing and create something from it, or want to improve something that already exists, whether that be decorating, whether that be creating art to go with it to make the space better, whether that even be something as simple as like table arranging. You see those at state fairs, an example. That is another expression of the human soul. That is taking something and creating. The world has gotten harder. The world's gotten darker. It's moved away from God, and every day becomes more and more of a struggle. So again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not here to tell you that you can cure your depression by going out and taking a picture of a bird. What I am saying is that it's worth giving it a try, worth seeing that you have something inside you that only you can create. You have a vision, a need, and a compulsion to create, so explore that. Find out what is interesting to you. Find out what it is that you want to create. Again, the whole point of this is that we are made in the likeness of God, and as God is a creator, God is the first artist, you too should be an artist, whether that be through art, whether that be video game creation, whether that be content creation. Find what it is that only you can create, and go out and create it.